Call us now on IPL on 0413 636 024. Get in your song requests. Can request to be on the show. Enjoy. That is 0413 636 024. IPL Radio. Only the best.
Hey everybody, welcome back, and we have had a fantastic afternoon, evening and good night, and this is all three of us, and we have our new next special guest.
Hi, Kez.
Saved the best till last.
Saved the best till last indeed.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Alrighty, so Kez, what have you got for us today?
Well, it's still August.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
that's
yes,
true.
it is.
It's
Tell me.
definitely,
For another week and a half. Okay. And so to me, it's Poetry Month.
Yeah.
And I've been coming in here reading poetry, but tonight I've got something a little bit different. It's called Wiser Than Evening by an author who she calls herself Collected and Illustrated, this book, and her name is Lorena Carrington. Now, the pleasure I've got in this book is I was with Lorena in a retreat at Crom Castle, and the retreat was by MMH Press, and we had about 20 authors arrive from all over the world, and one day we decided to go on a bushwalk, and I'm not great on bushwalks, but we went, packed lunch in the works, and we watched Lorena work, and this is, you won't be able to see it because we're on radio, but the actual... What she does with her work is she takes all little leaves and twigs and all sorts of things she finds in the bush, and she makes them into her illustrations for her books, which I found completely and utterly fascinating.
Yeah, for sure.
Brilliant idea. Very creative.
So what, just glues them together or
I don't know.
draws
She was just sitting at the table and had all these stuff from the bush that we'd all collected and sort of said with a bit of fun, really, or what can you do with this pile of junk, because it was leaves and twigs and I love doing bush art, but I didn't realise what she was going to do.
Okay.
And the way she did it was that little photo, and no one can see it, but it's that little dancer there.
Can see it. Show it up there.
Okay.
Can you see that, Tris?
Yeah. So it's up there, and that's what she came up with. So
Wow.
I was really fascinated, and all through the book, it's what she's got. Now, this is a collectible. It's can be bought through Serenity Press, not MMH. It was Serenity Press is the publisher, and I'm going to read you a little excerpt. See if I can find it. Here we go. It's a little poem, and it's called "Who Has Seen the Wind? Neither I nor you. But when the leaves hang trembling, the wind is passing through. Who has seen the wind? Neither you nor I. But when the tree bow down their heads, the wind is passing by." And that was written by Christina Georgina Rosetta, and it was allowed to be put in this book.
Yeah, right.
By
Wow.
Lorena Carrington. Yeah. So this is what the book's all about. And being Poetry Month, I have a little something here from Oscar Wilde, if you want me to read it to you.
Yes,
You like Oscar?
Yeah.
Love Oscar. "If you want a red rose," said the tree, "you must build it out of music by moonlight and stain it with your heart's blood. You must sing to me with your breast against the thorn. All night long you must sing to me, and then the thorn must pierce your heart, and your life blood must flow into my veins and become mine." I just think some of that, and again, that's the illustration, that's what she put together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you can see it up there on the screen.
That's like a
Magic.
bird's
Got it,
nest. That's a horizontal or vertical bird's nest
Well-
with a robin in the middle.
It's like a wreath.
Yeah, like a
here's
wreath, yeah.
But there's the blood rose up there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, all the way through the book, poetry and illustrations.
So has she done the illustrations to match the poems?
You'd have to ask Lorena that.
Yeah.
You'd have to give her a.
Well, you're not going to unmatch. It's not going to be
No,
unmatched.
I know, but it's not as if it's just
It's not
cobbled
going to be
together.
unmatched. It's going to...
It's not
I
just,
suppose...
yeah, so it's not just
It'll
cobbled
look
together.
nice. It'll look nice in the background. It'll be poetic.
Yes.
I guess so. But I know that if you wanted to have a phone interview with Lorena, she'd be more than willing to
There
talk.
you
Yeah,
go,
that sounds
you
like a
see.
good idea, yeah.
Yeah, she
we'll definitely
is.
do that.
She lives over east. One of the most magic artists to do with nature I've ever come across. She really is fabulous.
Could have a live reading from her from one of her own works as well.
You could.
Right,
Yes.
we'll do that. We'll just get our contact details somehow.
Of Karen
Magic.
Right.
Dammit.
Yep.
And there is a collection of books that are just beautiful. And, yeah, I can't speak highly enough of the books or the author. Yeah,
But
so
it seems to be a lovely presented book as well, what with the gold against the black and white.
yeah, it's a beautiful book. Just on the back here, she's written fairy tales are the source and inspiration for much of the poetry, art and literature we love today. Here we have brought them together, selecting quotes and excerpts from fairy tales, stories and poems from the contuses of 17th century France through Anne Bronte and Christina Rossetti to contemporary writers Kate Forsyth and Jane Talbot. I also met Jane Talbot at the castle and had afternoon tea with her. So she was just fabulous to talk to. Lorena Carrington brings the text to life with her evocative illustrations, filled throughout with lush artwork. This is a book of every art and literature lover's bookshelf. And that's what it's all about. It's grabbing these books for your bookshelf. What nicer way than to curl up with a little bit of poetry.
Yeah,
You
of
pick it up,
course.
you can put it down, and that's the way I read my poetry.
Yeah, that's a brilliant way to read it because it's just there for you, isn't it?
That's
You-
right.
Yeah.
It's just in your bookshelf or by your bedside. My bedside table's covered. It's got a pile of books, and I just choose which one I want and fall asleep reading.
Yeah.
Beautiful way to go to sleep.
I like the little short stories as well. That's more me because I don't read long stories. Cause it's not that I haven't got the attention or anything like that. It hurts my eyes after a while. But short stories and short poems like that I quite enjoy.
Good. And you're a writer yourself. Did I hear you say once? You're
Almost,
a writer?
almost.
You're almost a writer. Oh, there
But
you go.
I did some poetry for my daughter for school just recently, and apparently the teacher and the other students really liked it.
Okay.
Draws well too. He draws.
Draws, yeah. I draw a little bit.
Yes, you do draw. He drew out here one Saturday and he was just doodling, he said, and it turned into
It's almost a mosaic or something, wasn't it?
yeah, it was so
Yeah.
good.
Excellent.
Also abstract.
And
Yeah,
who
yeah,
amongst
abstract,
the
yeah.
other three of you you've written a book too, Mike?
I mean, you've inspired me to get back onto it again.
Oh,
so
fabulous.
yes, I haven't finished it, not by a long shot, but I'm 10,000 words so far. So
Oh, wow, that's a lot of words.
is it?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
It's a lot of words. Well, can you when you think 10,000 words, do we speak that many in a day? 10,000 words.
Oh shit. Oh, so sorry. Beep.
All right, Mike's
Yeah.
going to get a smack bump for that.
Yeah, no, I do apologise. But no, yeah. So 10,000 words up to now.
It's a lot of words.
Is it? All right, okay.
That's it. The average male speaks, I think, is 25,000 words a day, and that speaks from beginning of the day to the end.
Really?
And I think the average woman, I think, is something
100.
like 100. Yeah, it's something like 35 or 45. So it depends in conversation. So that's a fair bit of words already. Yeah.
I'll tell you a little story. When my little one, my baby, was at, she was at her first year in primary, and she was a yakety yak person. She never stopped. It was when she got up in the morning, it was mum, and then it never stopped. Till she
Sounds
went
like
to
my
school.
daughter.
And she never stopped. And then one day, her teacher, who we adored, turned around and said to her, Louise, you only have so many words a day, and you've just run out.
Yep.
And she never said another word for about 2 hours because she thought, I can't say anymore.
Yeah, it'll
Now
just
people-
stop.
Yeah, I'll just stop for now and think up some more words when I get home from the school bus. But yeah, it just made us laugh the way her reaction to it.
We used to say the same when I was doing the computer programming course. We used to say, because all you heard was this quiet silence of the classroom and click, click, click of the mouse. So the teacher said, look, guys, you've only got so many clicks before your mouse will stop working. And you heard the clicks just stop, and people use the keyboards.
Yeah.
My boy was about 2 years old, 2 or 3 years old, and it go, the stage, the why stage, why this, why that, why this, why that. I couldn't answer anymore. I couldn't answer anymore. So I go, Jamie, why is a crooked letter?
Nothing.
Silent, went silent. Yeah, that got him.
So,
Yeah.
Kez,
Yes.
with regards to your book and the play, where are
Movie.
we at?
The movie.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
movie,
going
sorry,
down on
yeah.
the 29th to the foreshore. I cannot say where it is because I don't know. 29th of this month, there will be the final dress rehearsal, and I have seen the beginning of it. I am blown away.
Yeah, good.
By the makeup artist. She's amazing. So that will be one of the final things we're doing. And the book, I'm editing it as we speak. It's been proofed and edited, but you always go through it again and tweak it. And then when your publisher has published it, the first copy goes to you and you're asked to proofread it again. Yeah. So you read your own story about, I don't know, 6-7 times until you just can't stand another word. You think, I've had enough. I'll throw it out the window. I want to give it away. And so I'm tweaking it as we speak, and I'm handballing it to my publisher. If she's listening, it will be on Friday.
Oh,
it's the
very
big
good.
day.
Yeah, it's getting
so
close.
That's a big book, another big book coming out. But also, the movie, excuse me, that will go with the book. It's really exciting. When you're working with, I'm working with people from Rockingham, and I'm learning all the time about places in Rockingham, and I find the artists here absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
the writers, the artists, the poets, they're coming out the woodwork.
Yeah.
And places like Inspire, the radio, I don't think you call it Inspire. What do you call it
It's
now?
Inspire
Radio.
Passionate Lives.
Right. So, they're wanting to get on board here, and they're saying, how do you do it? And I just say, ring through.
Yeah.
So there's not just me wanting to come in and talk about poetry, because it'll end at the end of this month, and I've got a few stories I want to talk about. So, if all I can say is that if you're a reader, a writer, a poet, an artist of any sort, and you want to get your work out there, start mixing within the community and encouraging them and